Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome in to the DanceFit Hub. I'm just giving it a few seconds to alert you that we are live in the DanceFit Hub. Let me just bring it up on my phone so that I can make sure that I can see everybody. Okay. See recent. There we go. All right. So welcome into the DanceFit Hub. If you are joining in live right now, let me know in the comments. Say hello in the comments. And if you're watching this later on replay, just type replay in the comments. So again, welcome into the DanceFit Hub. This is a space for women 50 plus who want to stay independent, who want to get stronger and live life on their own terms. So if you're already living your life on your own terms, we want to make sure that you keep living your life on your own terms in this group. My name is Catherine, for those of you that don't know me, and I am your virtual fitness coach here to guide you and help you achieve your goals. And again, as you're hopping in, doesn't matter when, just say hi in the comments, tell me where you're watching from, and if you've been tracking your steps this week, put the word steps in the comments. In this way, I know you are right on track. So tonight I am going to start with a little story. I know you all like my stories, so I'm gonna try to entertain you with that. This past Tuesday, I reached 22,000 steps. It was like 22 and change. I forget exactly what the number was. And I didn't even realize that until I looked at my at the app at the end of the night, and I was like, "What? This is crazy! That's a record for me. I don't think that I've ever done that before." And now I know a lot of you are probably thinking, "Well, that's easy for you. It's your job. Like, your job is to be active. Your job is fitness, right?" But actually, it's not that easy. In fact, it's harder for me. I teach pretty much like 2 to 3 classes Monday through Friday. So when I get home, what do you think I want to be doing? Do you think I want to be doing more cardio? No. Do you think I want to go for a walk? Not really, right? So just like you, when I'm done with my day, my brain and my body are like, yeah, let's sit down, let's relax, let's be done. All right. So that happens to me too. But here's the thing, because my body is so conditioned to movement, if I want to see any kind of change, my strength, my stamina, fat burning, whatever you want to call it, I have to be very intentional about getting my steps in and mixing that with my strength training. So let's talk about what I did differently on Tuesday, because I was in awe. I couldn't even believe it. So usually I have my 3 classes on Tuesday. Tuesday is my busiest day because I have 3 back-to-back classes. So instead of going straight home after teaching, I went to the mall because I needed to buy a dress. And so I walked around. I haven't been to the mall in like so long, so did not know my way around. But I did use the maps and I was walking around, went to Macy's, I went to Dillard's, I went to JC Penney, I went to even those little individual stores. I went to the food court, and my gosh, have prices gone up for food? So I did a lot of, walking around, and I didn't do any more exercise, right? I didn't pop in a workout video. I didn't do any of that. I just built movement into something that I was already planning on doing, something that was simple, right? an everyday thing. Maybe for some of you, that's going shopping. I know that where I work across the street, they have this whole shopping center, and there's a Burlington's and a TJ Maxx. So maybe for you, it's going there twice or three times a week. Okay. But I didn't do that. I just had to get the dress, and I'm like, all right, let me go do my thing. And I didn't have to add anything to my already busy schedule, right? And that's how I hit those 22,000 steps. Not by punishing myself and saying, oh gosh, I can't, make time for those extra steps, or I can't do that extra walk. No, I didn't punish myself at all. I just made one different choice about how I was going to move. And literally, it was kind of forced, right? Because I needed to get the dress, so I had to go to the mall. And so I'm sharing this with you because I want you to see two things. Number one is, even if it is my job, I will admit, yes, it is my job, right? To do and talk and actually walk the talk, right? Of fitness. I don't always feel like doing more. Okay. And number two, the way we get more steps isn't by trying to be perfect. Okay. It's by making small, realistic changes in how we move. All right. So I am going to take a look here to see who is joining in. So Audrey is here. Woohoo! Candace, Bev, and steps and steps. So you guys have been tracking. I love it. All right. So last week, 2 weeks ago, actually, I mentioned that we're starting a 7-day summer step challenge. All right. And last week was prep week. Okay, so I asked you to start using trackers. I asked you to start getting used to checking your steps, right? And posting them in the group. And I totally love those of you that did that. Thank you so much for doing it. Made me feel good that you were getting those steps in. And identifying your baseline, right? Your starting point, that true starting point. And so you've been gathering information about your body and your movement, and that's exactly what I wanted you to do. So congratulations for those of you that did that. Now, we were originally going to kick off on July 6th, which is this coming Monday, but I got a few emails and messages from some of you asking if we can push it out just a little bit. And I get that because this is a holiday weekend, and even for me, like next week, I have my dad's 80th birthday, so I will be traveling, so I get it. So we're going to do that. We are, like I said, we were originally going to start this Monday, but we are going to start Monday, July 20th. Okay, so you have a few weeks to get on track with everything. And from now until then, every Thursday live that I do here is going to be part of your prep work for the challenge. Okay, so we're doing things a little differently this time with this challenge. We're kind of getting ready for it before it actually happens. Okay, this way I guarantee your success. That's all that I want for you. So that means that the lives are going to be about getting you comfortable using your tracker, which we kind of already started doing that, helping you figure out what that true baseline is if you haven't already, and to talk about what the numbers really mean, and practice small realistic changes to your daily movement. So by the time the challenge comes, again, you're not trying to do everything all at once, because that does not lead to success. We don't want doing everything all at the same time is too much. You get overwhelmed, you get frustrated, and you give up. Okay, so we don't want that. You'll already be in the habit, and the challenge is going to help take what you've already started and then really like dial it in and get to those goals that you want to achieve. So tonight, I want to talk about what those numbers actually mean. It's very important for you to know that. So that's what we're going to be talking about, whether you're at 3K, 5K, 7K, or more than that per day, and what the next small steps look like for you personally. All right. So, because your 3K might feel as challenging as my 22K. All right. I'm acknowledging that. So, and it's okay. It's okay for that. But we're all just trying to work from where we are and then move forward from there. Okay, so I hope that sounds like a plan for everybody. Thumbs up in the chat, down there in the comments. Put those thumbs up. This way I know we're all on the same page. All right. And now, before we dive into what those numbers mean, I wanted to talk to a very specific group of you. And these are the women who might be thinking right now, well, Catherine, I already get about 5,000 steps a day. I walk, I take a few classes. I don't think that I need more. Okay? I got you. I get it. So, and then some of you might even remember, I think I forget who put it in the comments, but someone commented and said 7,000 steps is really what most women need over 50, not 10K. Okay? So, here's what I want to say to that. You might be right that for health, you don't have to hit 10K every single day. That there is truth in that. But I want to ask you all a different question. With what you're doing right now, is it actually helping with the things that you really care about? Okay? And the reason that I asked this is because this is a question I had to ask myself when I was going through my own journey, when I was trying to figure out what exactly I needed to do, right? So was walking every day really helping me? Was it helping me to lose the belly fat around my waist that I just couldn't stand anymore because I wasn't fitting in my clothes, right? Or was it really helping the fact that I was getting flabby in different places? Was it really helping all that, right? And for me, the answer was no. Okay, because the reason that I say this is because a lot of you tell me I walk every day, but I still can't get my belly down. Or I take a lot of classes, but what do we do about this? And they're grabbing their bellies, right? Or I move every day, but or I take classes every day, but I think that I have to do less because I'm always tired. I'm like exhausted, right? Or I'm active. I'm even on GLP-1s. I did the GLP-1s. I lost all the weight, so I'm not fat. So I'm good. I'm great. I'm doing great. So it's not just about steps or classes or workouts or exercises, right? Or even the scale. It's not even about that. Is what you're doing today helping you get off of or reduce the amount of medications that you're on or medications that you've been taking over time, right? Is what you're doing helping your joints hurt less, not more? Is what you're doing helping you feel strong enough to do things for yourself, like carrying groceries or getting in and out of the car, getting up from and down on the toilet, right? Taking care of your spouse. Some of you are caretakers, right? Or taking care of your grandkids or even your home. Okay, so if you answered no to any of those, then it's not what you're doing that's wrong, right? It's just that your body might be ready for a different approach, okay? Or for movement to be a bit more intentional, okay? And that's really what we're talking about. That's what this challenge and this whole conversation is about. It's not about, oh, shame on you, you're not doing your walks every day, or me telling you you're not doing enough. No, it's asking, is what I am doing right now actually helping with my meds, my joints, and my ability to take care of myself. So ultimately, that's what I want you to be able to do, to take care of yourself and not have someone else take care of you. But if that's something that you're okay with and you're completely happy with all of that, then that's your prerogative, and I applaud you for deciding that that's what you want to do, right? Because that's up to you. It's up to everybody. Now, if it's not, we don't throw everything away. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm not telling you to stop doing what you're doing right now. We just need to adjust. Maybe a little more movement, maybe better spread movement, right? Like spreading it out a little more. And inside the summer step challenge, we're gonna layer how to use those steps so your body actually gets the results that you care about. All right, so let me take a look in here. So if anything I'm saying is resonating with you, just put thumbs up in the comments. This way I know that you're listening to what I'm saying. All right, so first, if you've been looking at your step count, even if you didn't love the number, okay, you are already ahead of most women, especially in this group, right? Most women don't even know how much they move in a day. They know how many things they do in a day, but they don't know how much they move in a day. They just are like, well, I hope it's enough. That's the kind of approach, right? So if you got into the habit of checking your steps, even a few days this week, that's already a huge win, right? Your number, that number is not a grade. It's not a good or a bad. It's just information. That's what we were collecting. And information is powerful because it tells us where to start. So let's walk through some of those common step ranges and talk about what they actually tell us. And as I go through these, I want you to listen which one sounds like you. And if you're comfortable, then in the comments, you can put your average in there. Okay? So we're going to start with the first one. So let's say around 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day. We're talking about a day, per day. Okay, if your step count is usually between 2,000 to 3,000 steps a day, that tells me the following. It tells me that you're moving, yay, right? But a lot of your day is probably still pretty sedentary, which means that you're kind of moving, but not really. Okay, so maybe there's a lot of sitting. Maybe you have an injury that has led to you doing more sitting. Maybe you're recovering, so you're sitting more. Maybe you still work from home, so there's some computer time. Driving, maybe you drive a lot, or you're just inside the house, right? Especially during these summer months, we tend to do that a lot. So it's not failure, it's just simply a starting point. And at this level, your body isn't getting a lot of repetition or practice moving. So it makes sense if you're falling between this range, if you're feeling like a little stiff, a little tired, or like you don't have a lot of energy. Okay, so all this number is saying this is where we're beginning. Okay, so if you fit that range, the 2,000 to 3,000, just put that in the comments. Say 2,000, 3,000, and this way I know that's you. Okay, the next range, around 4,000 to 5,000 steps. So if your step count is usually 4,000 to 5,000 steps a day, you're getting a decent amount of movement. Okay, you're not sitting all day. You probably have some natural activity built in. Maybe walking, maybe taking some classes, maybe walking your dog, maybe doing some chores around the house, running errands, shopping. Okay, but you might not yet be getting enough daily movement for your body to feel noticeably stronger or more energized. Okay, so you might notice that you feel better on the days when you're more active, when you get higher to the 5,000 mark, right? But it's not consistent yet. And again, that's not bad. There's nothing bad about that. This is a solid middle ground to build from. Okay, so if you're between 5K, 4K, I think it was, yeah, 4K and 5K, then put that in the comments so I know what your range is. Okay, Audrey already put 7 to 8. Getting to you, Audrey. All right, now around the next range is 6,000 to 7,000. So if that's you, if that's what you're getting on average daily, you're in the range where a lot of women start to say, I actually feel better on the days that I do hit 7,000, right? So you may notice you sleep a little bit better, you feel a little less stiff, your mood is a little more stable, right? And this is a really nice base. Okay, so from here, small increases and more intentional movement can make a big difference in how strong and how steady your body feels from day to day. Okay, so again, like I mentioned in the beginning, this is usually where a lot of you kind of fall. So if that's you, just put 6K to 7K in the comments. All right, now, next one. Told you, Audrey, I was going for you. 8,000 to 10,000 plus. Okay, so if you are consistently above 8,000, maybe 9,000 or 10,000 steps most days, you are giving your body a lot of gentle movement. Okay, now the question becomes, are those steps spread out through the day or all at once? Okay, so ask yourself that. The other question I want you to ask is, are you noticing changes on those days when you're hitting those numbers in energy, in your joints, in how you feel overall? Okay, and then do you feel this movement is actually working for you? Or are you doing a lot, but you still don't feel stronger or you don't feel the changes? Okay, and at this level, it's less about more, and more about using those steps intentionally. Okay, so again, whatever your number is, 3K, 5K, 7K, 10K, whatever it is, it's not a grade. It's just a snapshot. Okay, these are the questions that I ask clients when we're doing the whole consultation. Okay, these are numbers that you should be able to tell a trainer when they're asking you about your activity, right? It's simply not it's not enough data to say, well, I do X, Y, and Z. Because even though you're doing X, Y, and Z, you may not be taking as many steps as you think, right? So all of this is a snapshot, and it's going to tell us how much practice your body is getting at moving each day, how many chances your body has to build strength, support your joints, and help the things like blood pressure, blood sugar, and medications. And then think of each 1,000 steps like a little practice block for your body. So at 3,000 steps, you've got about 3 practice blocks, right? At 6,000, you double that. And then at 8 to 10K, your body's getting a lot of gentle repetition. And repetition is what your body needs to feel stronger, okay? And so that you feel more capable of doing things. All right, now let's talk about what to do next. So based on where you are right now, I'm going to give you 3 simple tracks. So listen for the one that fits you best. All right. Before I get into that, I'm seeing some messages come in, so I'm just going to address those. Okay. Year to date daily average 9,200. That's awesome, Bev. About half by 10 a.m. then spread out. Definitely feel on day below 5K. Yes, good. All right. So see, here's a real person, right? Definitely over 50 who is averaging 9,200 steps a day, right? and telling us that on the days where she's 5,000, 6K, she can feel the difference, right? And so she tried the step counter at one point, but it's more difficult when when you do a variety of classes every day. I found that I simply can't see the word, but persevered on the numbers rather than how I felt, and it probably wasn't healthy for me. Yes, I agree with that. I can be quite competitive even with myself. We're all competitive, Bev. I'm able to do everything I want to do, and I've never been on medication, and my bio wage is 45. So I think doing what I'm doing, but I think it's a great way for people to set operationally defined goals. Yes, what I am definitely thinking about and what you said really makes me think even more about it, is that I front load all my exercise, and then by 4, I'm just kind of sitting. I might do some yoga, but nothing major. Okay, got that. All right, so let's talk about the tracks. Track number 1 is if you're under 4,000 steps a day. Okay, so your next goal, if you're under 4,000 steps a day, your next goal is to slowly move into the 4,000, 5,000 step range on most days. Okay, remember, ladies, this isn't about hitting it every single day, but we want to on most days. So you don't need to jump to 10K, right? We're just trying to work our way there. So what does that look like for you, my people under 4,000 steps? Well, it looks like maybe you're going to take a walk, right? Because that's what everybody does because it's the easiest thing. I get it. So maybe you add 10 to 15 minutes more. Maybe you add another walk throughout your day, right? So not to the walk you're already doing, just add another one for 10, 15 minutes, right? Or you can do 2 5 to 7 minute walks spread out through the day. That's another thing, right? Now you might be like, oh, I'm gonna have to go on so many walks. No, 5 to 7 minutes, you get to walk around TJ Maxx for like half an hour, sometimes 45 minutes, okay? So it's pretty easy to get that done, all right? Or pacing around the house while you're on the phone. I do that a lot. When I'm on the phone, I'm walking all the way around my house. It drives my husband crazy, but getting my steps in, okay? So the focus here is, can I add 500 to 1,000 steps on purpose without driving myself crazy? Okay, that's all. That's all for my track 1 people. Now track 2, between 4,000 and 6,000. So that's your range, right? If that's usually where you are, then your next move is into the 6,000 to 7,000 range a little more consistently. All right, so that could be adding 1 extra mini walk after a meal. Okay, that's possible, right? Because what do we do after we eat? We sit, right? So maybe just going on a quick little walk. It's okay, around your block, down the street, whatever it is. Parking farther away, I will tell you that is one of the most wonderful tips that I ever heard from a doctor was to park farther away. Okay, because when you do that, you have to walk a little more, right? Now, doing a 5 to 10 minute indoor walk in the evening, you can do that as well. Okay, so this is just about small increases, right? Not the perfect scenario, just small increases. Now, if you're in track 3, that's the 7,000 plus. Okay, if you're already at 7,000 steps or more, which some of you are in here, then your focus is going to be consistency and intention. So Yay, right, that you're hitting that some of the time, right? But we want it now more consistent and with purpose. We're doing this on purpose. So staying in that 7 to 10K range is great. Now we want to make sure that your steps are spread out throughout the day, right? That you're noticing how your body feels when that with that level of movement, that you're ready to learn how to turn those steps into strength during the challenge. Okay? Right now, your job is simply to keep that range. So keep the 7 to 10K range as consistently as you can. Notice what time of day feels best for you to move, and then show up for the Summer Step 7 Day Challenge so that I can guide you through the next layer. All right? So notice I never said everyone has to hit 10,000 steps tomorrow. Never said that. Never. Okay? And you will find, let me just tell you that you will find if you're doing any kind of steps challenges, that's what they want you to do every single day. Okay? I'm not asking you to do that. We're building. We're not burning out, right? Because what happens when you burn out, then you don't want to do anything. Okay? So we are building. Every extra 500 to 1,000 steps is more practice for your body, more chances to support your joints, more chances to support your independence, right? And hopefully get you off of your meds, right? Those annoying meds that we have to take, right? This is how we go from I'm just trying to stay active to I can actually feel a difference in my body. Okay, that's where I want you to get to. So, your homework, you already have homework and we're not even in the challenge. Okay, so last week it was just getting comfortable with using the tracker. Okay, this week it's going to be about moving from that point on. So, you can write this down if you want. Number one is look at your average steps from the past week. Okay, if you don't know how to do that, let me know in the comments and I will help you. Okay, so even if it's a rough estimate, pick the number you saw most often. Okay, what that was. Number two, you're going to decide which track you're in. Okay, are you on the under 4K, 4K to 6K, 7K plus? All right, what is your track? And then number three, you're going to choose a new target step range. That's about 500 to 1,000 steps higher than where you are right now. Okay, so for example, if you're hitting the 5,000, if 5,000 is your average number, then you're going to see about choosing a new target, adding maybe 500 more steps or anywhere between 500 and 1,000 more steps. Okay, that's what you're going to do. So again, another example would be if you're at 3,000 steps, your new range might be 3,500 or 4,000 steps. Okay, you see how we're just going slowly. We're not doing all crazy stuff, right? Now, if you're at 5,000, your new range might be 6,000. And if you're already at 7, 8K plus, your focus might be, again, like I said, staying there consistently and bringing that into the challenge. All right, so then I want you to, the homework's not over, then I want you to post in here and tell me the answers, right? So your current average is, put the amount of steps, your new target range is what it is, and then your next small change is. So that small change might be a 10-minute walk after dinner. It might be getting up and walking during commercial breaks, right? Even though a lot of things that we watch now don't have commercials, okay? But try your best. Marching while your coffee is brewing in the morning, right? Keep it simple and doable, right? Because that's what we're doing. If I make it any more complicated, your body's not going to like it, your brain's not going to like it, and you're going to be like, forget that, I'm not doing that. Okay, so we want to keep it simple, doable, so that you can build a lifestyle, right? Build it into your already fun lifestyle. A lot of you have fun lives already, okay? So we're not trying to complicate things. We just want to put it in there, all right? And not be thinking about it like punishment. Okay? So, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, "Okay, I know my number, but I've never had a simple plan to actually move more and feel stronger. Like, how does that even work with steps, right?" That's exactly why I created the Summer Step 7-Day Challenge. Okay, that's why this is coming up. This challenge is coming up. Starting Monday, July 20th, I'm going to walk you through how to move more each day without getting frustrated, without getting overwhelmed. All right. Then I'm going to show you how to turn your steps into strength building movement. All right. And then I'm going to help you build up towards that 10K plus in a way that fits your real life and support your metabolism, which is your fat burning system, right? Your joints, which is what's keeping you upright, right? And moving, and your independence with simple daily habits, right? So this challenge is for women 50 and beyond, right? Who maybe you've tried staying active, but you still don't feel as strong or as confident as you would like to. Maybe you want a clear, more simpler plan instead of like, okay, just going on these random walks and doing random exercises. Or you want to stay independent. You want to be able to do things on your own long term and for as long as you can, right? So if that sounds like you, then I would love for you to join us on this challenge that's coming up. And all you need to do is type the word summer in the comments. That's it. And this way I know you're in. You're in for the challenge. Like you're definitely making a commitment. You're like, Catherine, I'm going to put in all the work from now until the challenge so that I am ready because I want to make a difference in my life. I am choosing me. I am showing up for myself because I want to be able to do things for me and not have to depend on other people. All right. So let me just check here because, I saw another one. Longer evening dog walks. I know. Who doesn't like those, right, Candice? I like doing a combination of classes, activities every day, dog walking, drumming, pool walking, watering the plants, housework. Yes, walking classes with various instructors. Looking forward to July 20th. We'll be back until around the 21st. Yes, no problem with that. Bev is in. Bev is in. I like it, Bev. That shows commitment. She's like, yup, sign me up. I got you. I got you. All right, ladies, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Remember, your step count, it's not a grade. I'm not judging you. It's just a starting point. Okay. And I don't know if you've ever heard any of this of what we spoke about tonight, but that's my job. That's my job to educate, right? And to help you to learn the why and the hows, the whys, why we do things. And then I just can teach you the how after. All right. So we're not aiming to be perfect. We're aiming for progress, right? For strength, for independence. And that's what this is all about. So I'm very proud of you for paying attention to everything that we've been talking about and showing up for yourself like you always do. I'm super proud of you for that. So don't forget to share your homework in the group. I'll put something in the comments that says your current average, your target range, and the next small change so that you can put that down in the comments. And yeah, if you're ready for this challenge that's coming up on the 20th, just put summer. I want to see who's committed in this group, who's going to be showing up. Okay, so that's it for me. Have a great night and a great holiday weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.